Hello, this is Alex from Lincoln Park Library, and today's How To Tuesday is how to make a no-bake cheesecake. So ingredients that you will need 8 ounces of cream cheese, a third cup of granulated sugar, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, half a cup of heavy cream whipped, or you can also use Cool Whip. And then you'll also need a pre-made graham cracker crust, or you can also make a homemade crust, which is what I did. So if you're interested in making a homemade graham cracker crust, what you will need is 1 cup of crushed graham crackers. You'll also need an 1/8 cup of sugar and 3 tablespoons of melted butter. So what you want to do, you want to mix these all together and spread it in a pie plate, and you want to bake that crust for about 10 minutes at 375 degrees. So either you can do this homemade graham cracker crust, which is what I did, or you can just buy a pre-made one from the store, which is what I also do as well. So for step 1, you want to beat together the cream cheese, sugar, and lemon juice, as you can see here. And then you want to either whip your heavy cream, which is what I did in this smaller container, or if you want, you can also use Cool Whip. Then what you want to do is take that whipped cream or your Cool Whip, you're going to fold it into this mixture here, and that's going to be the base of your cheesecake. So once all of those are combined, you are going to move on to the next step, which is step 2. So as you can see here, this is what my crust looked like after I had baked it. It's fine if it's not, totally cohesive and all, stuck together. You can see here that there are some gaps at the bottom. This doesn't matter because once you spread that mixture into the crust, it all just stays right together. You also want to do it very carefully because I found, especially because I make everything gluten-free because of my allergy, when you have a homemade crust, it tends to spread around once you try to put the mixture in, so you want to do it really carefully. As you can see here, kind of like press it down, smooth the top, and then after you do that, you'll want to refrigerate it for about 30 minutes. You can also let it refrigerate for more than that as well, but it's definitely best if you do at least 30 minutes just so that everything kind of like hardens, solidifies. It all, sticks together a lot better once it's colder. But those 2 steps are pretty much the only things that you have to do for this cheesecake. It's a really, really simple recipe. Once you spread that mixture into the graham cracker crust, it's no bake in terms of the actual cheesecake part. You literally just put it into the fridge, wait at least 30 minutes, and then you move on to the next step, which is the final step, and it's where you will choose your topping. So you can either have it plain if you prefer it plain, or some ideas that you can do. As you can see here, I just put fresh fruit on mine, but other things that you can do, a lot of the time I use a fruit compote. I usually do raspberry or strawberry, but you can also do blueberry or, cherry or any kind of compote that you enjoy. You can do a variety of fresh fruit, not just strawberries. You can add, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, anything that you enjoy. You can do a drizzle of honey. You can also use pie filling as well that you can buy at a store. Some people do chocolate, so that could either be like melted, it could be chocolate shavings, chocolate chunks, or syrup. You can also do caramel syrup or crushed candies, so that could be like Twix, Snickers, Hershey bars, any kind of candy bar. Another popular one is also crushed cookies, so that could be like Oreos, chocolate chips. You can also do like brownie chunks if you want. So while this recipe is very simple and it's, kind of like a plain basic cheesecake, there are so many different toppings that you can put on this dessert as well as a combination of them. So like a lot of people will use maybe a combination of like crushed candies, caramel syrup, and like maybe melted chocolate or chocolate chunks. Or maybe you just want to do, fresh fruit and maybe like a little bit of a different kind of compote. I think what my favorite thing to do is probably a fresh strawberry compote with chunks of strawberries in it. I think that's probably my favorite, but because I was limited on time, kind of just wanted to keep it simple, I ended up just cutting up fresh strawberries and just putting them on in like a cute design. But really the options for toppings are endless. You can go online as well and see different designs that people do, different toppings that they use, but these seem to be the most popular among the no-bake cheesecake recipes that I've looked at. And maybe, you're not a fan of these toppings, or you would just like to eat it plain. It's also perfectly good plain. I think that although the cheesecake mixture is very simple, I think it pairs really nicely with the graham cracker crust, and it can hold perfectly fine on its own. Like, you don't need a topping if you really don't want one. That's totally fine. But overall, this recipe is so easy, so simple. If you don't want to bake or make the graham cracker crust, you can just go buy one at the store. And the ingredients list, I'll go back. I mean, it's so simple. There's literally 4 ingredients. It's heavy cream, lemon juice, sugar, cream cheese. And if you don't have heavy cream, you can also just buy Cool Whip when you go to the store if you want to get that pre-made graham cracker crust. Make it simpler for yourself. It really does not take a lot of ingredients or time at all, and it's a fantastic dessert. So I hope everyone enjoyed this video. I hope you go and make your own no-bake cheesecake. Let me know what toppings that you put on, if any, and I would love to see them as usual. So thank you so much again for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.